Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to our Wedding Wednesday stream. Hopefully, everybody is doing all right, surviving the new normal and whatnot. And we are halfway towards the weekend. Yay! Today, we are going to continue on from last Wednesday's stream where we were talking about Wedding Waltz, and we'll brush up a little bit in case you missed last week's stream, and then we'll add on some new stuff for today. But before we get into things, if you are here, thank you so much. Please do just say hi in the chat log. Let me know who you are, where you're from, and if you have any questions as we go along, please do let me know in the chat as well. If anything needs to be changed volume-wise, we're still kind of playing with our setup, so feel free to pop comments and questions in. And yeah, we'll get started. For those that are brand new, hi, I'm Samantha. I am the owner of Love.Live.Dance in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we are going to play around with some Wedding Waltz stuff today. Volume sounds great. Awesome. Thank you. Hello. So last Wednesday, we started off with our very watered down side steps and our forward and back with rotation. We also got into an underarm turn, and we ended on a modified sweetheart cuddle. So today we're going to take the advanced versions of the forward and back, as well as the fifth position breaks, which replaced our side basic. We're going to review those, review the underarm turn, and then get into the sweetheart cuddle in a little bit more detail. So let me switch things over to the dance cam and ask my lovely husband to hop up and join us. All right, so just as a quick refresher for folks, we are going to go over the advanced variation of our forward and back step. So that's where we're stepping on all three counts instead of just the first and the fourth. And then we're going to go over our fifth positions as well as kind of a warm-up for everybody.
Can we just start with the original simple version so that I can remember what we're doing? And then we can get to that. Because you threw something else at me on Friday, which was different, and now I can't remember which is which.
The East Coast swing? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Just for you.
I'm not trying to, weasel out of the advanced steps. I just need the quick refresher to get back to where we ended.
Okay. Just for you and for the folks at home that maybe are just now joining us, we will go over the very simple version first, just as a quick get back into the mindset, and then we'll use our advanced version as our warm-up. Right. So the initial easy variation, we're going forward on our left and backwards on our right.
Sure.
We go forward, hold, and then back on our right, hold. So we have 1, brush 2, 3, step back 4, 5, 6.
This is the 1 3/4 time.
This is the 1 3/4 time.
Okay.
Yes. And our side variation, which if we want to do the watered down simple version, we're going to take a side step with our left, brush 2, 3, step to the side, brush 5, 6. So we have, if we do our simple variation, we'll go forward and back and then side to side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we'll switch to our side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6.
All right.
Yes. So that was where we started off last time, and then we quickly built on. So we're going to skip to the end of last week's lesson, which was stepping on all 3 of those counts, or all 6 of those counts to be a little bit more accurate. So we're going forward on our left. 1, change our weight 2, replace our weight 3, then step back on our right 4, change our weight 5, replace our weight 6. And we talked about kind of pushing off, using the ball of the foot, and then coming back on a flat.
And I think on Wednesday we did the side to side with that.
We did as well.
But we did not do the front and back.
I think I let you cop out last week.
You may have. So what was the front and back again?
So the front and back. We're going forward on our left, changing our weight with our right, replacing our weight with our left, then stepping back on the right, changing left, replacing right.
Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6.
I can probably fake my way through that.
Okay. We'll get it so that you're not faking it. And then we also had our side basic, which was our side whisk. So we step to the side for 1. We cross behind, replace our weight. Remember those 5th position breaks. Cross behind, good side. Cross behind, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Now, for those of you that might be joining us for the first time, just a quick little educational piece on what we just talked about. So if I turn to the side, on those forward and back steps, I am changing my weight every single count. So it's not a tap. It really is a 1 step, step, 1 step, step. And then when I take my side step, the reason why I'm referring to it as a 5th position break is that's our ballet 5th position. I'm going to step to the side for 1. I'm going to cross my toe of my back foot behind the heel of my front foot, replace the weight forward. And then again to the side, the other direction. 1, cross behind, replace the weight. 1, cross behind, replace the weight. 1, cross behind, replace the weight. And if I have any advanced dancers that are using this as a good tempo practice or just at home practice, do really make sure that on those 5th position breaks, I'm starting from a low position. So I'm in my knee, I'm crossing behind, taking all of my weight from that front foot, putting it on my back foot, and then replacing toe heel. So I have a 1 back, replace, 1 back, replace. So far, so good?
Sure.
Let's try that together.
So
we're going to do 2 full sets or 4 sets of 3 going forward, and then 4 sets or 2 full sets with our whisks.
Okay.
So this is going to be your beach ball.
Beach ball.
So if you're joining us from last week, this is our large rounded lifted frame from our lead. I step forward in, place my left hand on my partner's bicep, his arm is on my shoulder blade, and then we just clasp hands to the side. I want to make sure that I'm offset. He wants to make sure that he is offset as well.
Okay.
All right, so if you're leading, you're going forward on your left.
Yes.
If you're following like I am, we're going backwards on our right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to switch to our side. 1, cross behind, 2, 5, 6, 2, cross behind, 4, 5, 6.
It's very bouncy.
It is. It is. We're going to feel a little bit more of that rise and fall. And of course, that's completely optional. So if you don't want that bouncy feel, you can smooth it out and we can adapt and play with it so that you don't have the same rise and fall that we would have normally. Let me put on some music. Okay. We're going to try that together.
Okay.
So if you're practicing along at home, we're going to do 2 full sets like we just did, going forward and back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then switch to our side 5th position breaks. And we'll repeat that a couple of times just to get us all warm and in the dance mindset. All right. And we'll start off medium speed.
Before we start, just keep counting. I'd like to know what we're getting into.
I will count. I'll give us a full 1 through 6, and then we'll start on the second set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. 2 to the side. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward and back. 1, 2, 3.
Let's reset up now.
All right, we'll reset. So at the end of your fourth side, we're going to switch back and forth, forward and back. So I'm just going to keep repeating.
Yeah. How many times?
Two.
So you tell me I'm allowed to stop.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4. To the side. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4. Forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4. To the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4. Forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You gotta keep going.
Said twice. That is, I think I mentioned this last Wednesday. I feel like the actual dancing is much faster than the practice.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. It's always faster. No, what I said was do 2 sets and then keep repeating several times.
Oh. I heard do it twice. Sorry.
It's a miscommunication on my part, I guess. So let me know if you guys have any questions. That was our kind of warm up. Obviously, you can do that more repetitions if you would like, or if you need to practice more. But unless there are any questions, we'll go ahead and move on to talking about our underarm turn from last time, and then playing with our sweetheart cuddle, as well as some canter rhythm patterns, which we have not done yet.
No, there's not a lot of words in there I don't know.
So for those that weren't here last week, we did an underarm turn for the follow. The leads part is just several basics.
Same as everything.
Same as everything. As you are crossing behind with your left foot on the right side of your body, you're going to release your arm. And then before you take your step to your left, you're raising that hand to the left. So you're creating space and then continuing your rock step. And we talked about it being a little bit sooner than in the rumba last time.
And which am I doing first? The raising or the releasing?
They're going to both happen at the same time.
Okay.
We're going to think open up or create space.
Okay.
For a
it was the sweetheart cuddle that had like 3 different...
Yes. Yeah, with the East Coast swing, you had to...
Oh, is that East Coast swing?
Do a whole bunch.
Okay, thank goodness, because that was the thing I did not get.
Yeah, and we're modifying the sweetheart cuddle that we're doing today, so it'll be much simpler.
Okay.
From the follows perspective, we have a full basic 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As we're in this rock step, our partner's creating space for us. We're going to take a side step with our right for 1, and then we can either do a pivot turn or we can do a long walk. So I'm going to step 1. I can either pivot 2, 3 and come back 4, 5, 6, or I can take all 6 to walk around. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either way, whatever works better for you. If you're a bride or a mother of the bride that's going to have a long dress, or a groom, we don't judge. If you've got a long skirt and you're rocking it and you want to take a little bit more time, you probably are going to want to use the walking turn. If movement is not restricted at all, then go ahead and try for that pivot turn, because it's going to give it a more authentic feel to a Viennese Waltz spin, which is of course what we're adapting all of this from. So let's go ahead and try that together. Okay. So we're going to do 1 basic, and then we're going to go into our underarm turn.
Okay.
So 1 basic together with your side cross behind. So you're doing your 5th positions. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. He releases. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, honey, we're going to have to do that again.
I don't have a defense.
That's okay. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Much better that time. Okay. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a hard time, but truth be told, it happens to a lot of my students where you have to think suddenly about footwork and arms, and your partner is doing something completely different out of the blue. So one of those things falls falls apart. And it tends to be, we remember the arm and then we watch our partner and our feet stop moving or feet forget what they're doing. So it's okay. It happens.
It happens to everybody.
It does.
Sure.
We'll try it 2 more times. The first time I'll do that pivot turn, the fast pivot, and the second time I'll do the slower walk so that you can see the difference between the two.
Are we doing a basic between the two?
Basic between each. Yep.
Okay.
So give me a full basic in between every one. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry,
I assume that was my fault.
Yeah, you took a slightly diagonally forward step, I think. You came into my space just a little bit, so I caught your toe. I apologize. I'm sorry. Let's actually go ahead and do those 2 one more time, to make sure that the folks at home that are practicing this are on the same page.
All right.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very nice.
Yeah, I think I definitely do.
You come a little bit diagonal towards me.
I think I do.
That's okay. That again, it takes time and practice, as with everything that we're doing. So if you're at home and you find that either as a follow or as a lead you're colliding with your partner, or it just feels a little bit claustrophobic, if you have either hardwood or vinyl or something with floorboards that are visible in your house, or carpet strips that have like stripes or lines, just take an opportunity to place yourself with your toes up against that board and watch your feet as you're taking those steps. So if I'm doing this correct, I should stay exactly in place. And if I'm not, I'll notice that as I go through, I wander forward.
I mean, the advantage is we're recording all of this, so we can sort of go to the instant replay at some point and really figure out whose fault it is.
We can. And that's honestly, that is...
I'm sure it's mine.
It might be mine.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm fallible, just like everybody else. But that is something that I recommend to my couples. I normally film the end of their lesson. So if you're practicing this along with us at home and you have access to either a cell phone or a webcam, go ahead and set it up and film yourself and record and see what's happening, because sometimes when we're dancing together, if there's not a third set of eyes in the room, it can be contentious. It could lead to arguments about, well, why are you doing X, or I'm not doing X, why aren't you doing Y? So having a recording device can kind of help with that. Yeah. Any questions on the stuff that we did last week?
I don't remember anything we did last week. Once you combine,
it was all of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, once you combine the waltz with the swing that we did on Friday, it all just sort of becomes a blur. But to the extent that we just redid it, everything seems fine. I think the fifth position breaks make more sense to me, and they're easier than the front and back with the extra bounce.
Can I tell you why I'm a big proponent of the bounce on the front and the back? It's so that you're keeping a consistent tempo throughout. So in other words, if I'm feeling comfortable with my fifth position breaks and I'm comfortable going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I suddenly switch as if I was going to do my rotation, which we talked about last week, which is forward and back, and I go 1, 4, it's very easy for me to start losing counts.
Sure.
But if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, my body is still in that tempo. So it doesn't feel like I'm hitting the brakes or slamming on the gas when I transition in or out.
Sure.
But to each their own. And again, if we're thinking about this in the frame of mind of wedding dance, you have to make all sorts of adaptations, and there's a certain amount of leeway that we have to take. So if you are someone that says, hey, I'm comfortable with the fifth positions, but I really don't like the feeling of that pendular swing as soon as we add the extra steps, then we can take those out.
It's not a feeling thing. It's more just I feel a little rushed.
Yeah.
Probably because I'm not changing my my weight fast enough.
And that could definitely be it.
I move at a pretty leisurely pace.
Yeah, and that could just be a matter of, again, time and practice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the sweetheart cuddle.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of demonstrated getting into it last time, but we didn't talk about how to get out of it or what this links to.
You should probably remind me how to get into it.
Absolutely. So we're going to start from one full basic plus an extra half. So we're going to do one full basic plus a half. Okay. And for this, I'm going to move us this way just a little bit because as a follow, I am going to travel out. Yes. So if you're in a small space and you're following along with us, for all of my follows, make sure that you've got space about, I'd say, 6-ish feet if you can, 5-ish feet if you have to make it teeny, to your left or to the lead's right. So that's the direction that we're eventually going to be moving. So make sure that you have enough space around you to follow along. All right. So we're going to do one basic plus a half and then pause. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half.
Oh, this is the half.
That's the half. So that's a pause. So then as we come back to Matt's right, my left, we're going to take a side step. And as we do that, he's going to let go of my shoulder blade. And on this rock step back, his hand is going to slide along my arm, and we're going to create some space so we're pushing away from each other. Rock, step. And we're going to switch to a nice 2-hand hold.
Okay.
So we're going to do that again.
Is this when I'm supposed to be going straight back instead of...
Yes.
Okay.
So we might have talked about it last Wednesday. We definitely talked about it on Friday with our East Coast swing. Your 5th position break is going to change from being crossed behind with a little bit of rotation to straight back as we create space between partners. So we'll try that again. So full basic, half, and then on the second half of the second one, you're pushing away.
Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half, push away.
Okay.
So now we're in this lovely 2-hand hold. We've got a little bit more space. The lead is going to check his watch and then close his feet. And we'll zoom in on the hands here in a moment. But you're going to check your watch, which is going to pull me to Matt's right side. So as a follow, I'm going to take a step forward on my right towards him, and then I'm going to close my feet, getting into this nice cuddle position. And as I do that, Matt has just closed his feet as well. So from our rock step, I'm going to do that same turn into cuddle facing this way, and then we'll turn it 90 degrees as well. So we have rock, step, slow, and hold. All right. And if we turn that 90 degrees.
Okay.
So Matt's going to check his watch. As he does that, he's going to let go of my fingertips. So his hand is pointing to his right. My fingers have flipped inside of his hand. I'm going to take a step forward. He's going to create space on the right side of his body. And then as we close, you're going to hopefully be able to see that I'm diagonally in front of him. I'm not even, and I'm not directly in front of him. I'm diagonal off to his right side. And that's going to be really important to make sure that we don't crunch each other's toes as we come in. Yeah?
Okay.
Again, if you have any questions or want us to go over anything in more detail, let me know in the chat as well. Also, if there's any balance issues with volume or if the camera is being fritzy, do feel free to say hi. Let me know in the chat. I'll come over and check that in a moment. Let's try this whole thing to that point one time from the top. So basic, half, push away, bring me in.
Sure.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, push away, 4, cuddle, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Very nice.
So where I was supposed to be?
That is exactly where you're supposed to be. I should be a little bit in front of you, but that's okay.
I probably shouldn't be at like a 45-degree angle either.
Well,
it's probably why I'm going that way.
Yeah, you're just angled slightly funky. Yeah. That's okay. So from here, you're going to let go with your left hand and frisbee me out to the right with your right hand. So you're letting go with your left, and then you're going to give me a gentle pull to spin me out to the right. And that's why we needed so much space. So obviously if you're in close confines, follows spin out slightly less. If you've got enough space, we want to do that. So I just spun out. From here, if I wanted to style it with my arm out and lifted, I absolutely can, but there's a wall here, so I'm going to keep it nice and tight to my body. If you're doing this on a social dance floor as well, we want to keep it nice and in so we don't karate chop anybody. Leads as well, you can either take that hand to the hip, like Matt is doing, or you can put it out to the side if you want to make it a little bit more presentational. Ta-da, there we go, lovely. From here, we can hold this for as many counts as we want. Again, picture pose, wedding, we want to let the dress flow and settle. When you want me to come back in so that we start dancing together again, you're going to simply lift your hand.
Not pull, lift. You're
going to lift your hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to take that as a signal to come in. Now, you could also give me a little bit of a tug, and we can talk about the difference of those two here in a second. But you're going to give me a little lift. I'm going to turn underneath the hand. As I do so, you're going to let go so that my hand can slide back down onto your bicep, and we clasp hands on this side.
But other than like doing something fancy with my hand, I'm not doing anything through this.
No.
Okay.
No. Again, this is a wedding, right? So your job as my now husband is to just tell the world, look at her, how amazing she is.
So I don't even need to do this, I can just do this.
You could 100% point or marvel or throw your hand up like oh God, I'm forgetting the actor's name at the end of Breakfast Club, where he goes, yeah.
I don't know.
No? Okay. Someone in the chat will let me know the name of that actor. So you're just going to lift the hand. I'm going to roll underneath. I can do this as a 3-step turn or a pivot turn, or I could just walk under. You're going to let go. My hand is going to slide onto your bicep. We're going to clasp hands on this side.
Beach ball.
And then we could start all over again.
Okay.
Yes. So let's try that one more time all the way through. So we're going to do one basic plus a half, sweetheart cuddle, spin me out, roll me back in.
Okay.
And we're here.
Okay.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 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 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Nice and easy.
Am I supposed to lift on one? Or does it matter once you're out there?
It doesn't matter. Okay. If you were coming in for a consultation, I would say either we would figure out counts or more often than not a lyric to bring the lady back in.
But it doesn't have to be a 1.
It does not necessarily have to be on a 1. Okay. Because we aren't necessarily playing with any specific choreography at the moment. I'm taking a full 6 in cuddle, a full 6 to roll out, and then a full 6 to come back in, just so it fits nicely with the phrases.
Gotcha.
But everything can be changed and adapted and played with.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions?
No. I assume this is about to get 50% faster though.
No, I'll keep it nice and slow for today. Because we're playing with more advanced concepts, I want to keep the tempo pretty consistently slow.
That's great.
Let me check in with the chat while we're queuing up music, and then we'll jump into things with music. So let me know how things are going, how everybody's doing, what questions we might have. Turn that down just a little bit because I think we're maxing out the volume. So far, so good. Everybody's doing all right. So my plan from here, once we play with music and go through everything that we've done so far, Jed Nelson. Okay, thank you. That was going to bug me. Jed Nelson is the actor that I was referring to at the end of Breakfast Club. My plan is to go through this with music, and then I've got one more advanced variation to play with. So if you have any questions up until this point, definitely let me know so we can go back and review them. If everybody's good, if everybody's happy, then we'll play it with music and we'll jump into the hard stuff. And it looks like so far so good. All right. Let me cue up some music and we'll try it together. I'll switch back to the dance cam. Get a quick drink of water.
All right, this sounds slow.
Mm-hmm.
I've been tricked before though.
Nice and slow.
All right.
So we're gonna take a couple steps this way so you don't throw me into a wall.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna do that sweetheart cuddle. So we'll do one full base hip to the side, half, sweetheart, roll all the way back, roll all the way down.
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, push away. 4, 5, 6. Roll in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spin out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So let's add that to our warm-up practice. So we'll do 2 steps forward and back.
Okay.
2 steps side to side. Half. Push away.
Okay.
Roll in, spin out, roll back in, repeat. We're going to do the whole thing twice.
Whole thing twice?
Yes.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4, 2 to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half. Push away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4 to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half. Push away. Roll in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice!
Yeah. I feel like I idle a lot at the end.
You do. You do.
Yeah.
And again, if you were coming in for a consultation, I'd probably jazz up your footwork a little bit, but not too much.
All right.
All right. So from here, I kind of teased it at the top. We're going to go into some canter rhythms. So canter rhythm is what we use to refer to changing our weight on the first and third step, but not the second step. So 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1.
Okay.
If you think about like a horse, trot, canter, gallop.
I hear they exist.
There's an alternating footwork that a horse does that's slightly different than a trot or a gallop. So just remember when we switch to canters, it means that we're counting it as 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. And I'm going to first show that in a side action before we do any turns or twirls. So this is from the lead's perspective, but as we know in waltz, lead and follow is the same. We just switch the order of operation. So I'm going to take a step to the side for 1. I'm going to close my feet for count 3, and then I'm going to take a side step for 1. Then I'm going to go back the other direction. So I have 1, close, side, side, close, side, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. Okay.
I mean that seems straightforward enough.
Yeah.
It's just the basic before we made it a 5th position break, isn't it? But twice.
You have a weight change that we didn't have in our basic.
Well, we never did it twice.
Yeah. So
but there's so I'm just
1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. Yes.
I can do that all day.
Excellent. Let's try it together then.
Okay.
And we have 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1.
Oh, am I supposed to leave my leg out there? Okay.
1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah.
We're going to add on a turn for the follow,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna put this into a kind of a crazy convoluted pattern. So as a follow, I can turn either to my right or to my left. I could technically do both. In this, I'm only going to be turning to my left. So we're gonna do one of our canters. So we have 1, 3, 1, and then I'm gonna have the lead release his arm, check his watch, so his fingers are pointing to the right. He's gonna keep doing his canter. I'm gonna step to my left, close and turn, take a side step with my left.
Okay.
So as you're going 1, 3, 1, I'm turning. And it's a pencil turn for the lady. Does not matter for today. Okay. So we have 1, 3, 1. You're going to turn. 1, 3, 1.
Okay.
And again, 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. Okay. Now again, if you are dealing with a longer dress or a train, this would not be ideal for you. But if mobility is not limited at all, this is a great opportunity just to give another feel, another flair, another dimension to your dance.
When does my hand flip?
On the second set of 1.
Okay. That's helpful, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 1, 3, 1 here. 1, 3, 1. Okay. 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. Okay. Okay. More accurately, when you change your weight to your left foot for your second side step. So 1, 3, 1. Go ahead and flip and create space. So that way you've already sent the signal as you're taking a side step with your right.
Okay. So earlier than what I was just doing?
No.
Okay.
No, what you were doing was great.
Okay. On the 1 then.
On the 1. Okay. On the 1. Which one? Nobody knows. It's technically 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I don't count the extra counts because you're giving me a glazed over look.
Yeah, stick with the ones. That's where we need to be.
So now it's going to get slightly convoluted. So this is a fun practice pattern for you to do at home. This is not for every couple that is dancing a wedding. This is not for every couple. But I wanted to give you guys something to challenge yourselves, and I wanted to give Matt something to challenge himself a little bit too. So I'm going to start with the leads footwork, then I'm going to go over the follows footwork, then we're going to try this together. So for my leads, we're going to do a canter, 1, 3, 1. We'll do a full set. 1, 3, 1. Half, 1, 3, 1. Flip the hand. Your partner is going to turn. 1, 3, 1. I'm going to take my partner's hand, which is in my left hand, place it on my shoulder, and I'm going to find her waist with my right hand. Then I'm going to walk forward around her for 3 steps, starting on my left. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to shift my weight back to my right for 4, bring my hand in front of my face. Close my feet for 5. Take a side step for 6. So we'll go through that nice and slow because Matt's giving me a confused look, which means those of you that are home watching probably have a confused look as well. So we have 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1.
Got that.
1, 3. We flip our hand, release. Our partner's going to turn. 1, 3, 1. We're going to place that hand on our shoulder, have our partner around the waist. We walk. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to release my left hand, bring it in front of my face as I step back for 4, close 5, catch 6. I'll let you guys muddle that over. Follows. Here's our footwork. We have our canter. 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. Our partner releases. Right hand is coming across our face as we turn. 1, 3, 1. Our right hand is going to be placed on our partner's shoulder. Our partner's right hand is going around our waist. Our hand can either be out to the left or it can come down and hold on to theirs. We walk 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take another step forward on my left. Hand is coming in front of my face. Take a side step with my right. Turn, side step with my left to face my partner and close. So our footwork, one more time. We have 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. We turn, 1, 3, 1. We're walking, right foot first. 1, 2, 3. Step forward left, turning to my left shoulder. Step to the side right. Take a step to the side with my left. And I'm back in hold with my partner. Let's try that. Let's put both halves together.
I got nothing on this.
Take a half step. Okay. And we have 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, half, 1, 3, 1. Hand's gonna come in front of my face to let me know that we're turning. You're gonna finish your canter. 4, 5, 6. So that hand's gonna find my waist.
Okay.
This hand is gonna be placed on my shoulder, or you can still hold it. It's completely up to you. There you go.
What do I do with this?
Leave your hand on top of my hand.
Okay.
There we go. Now we're gonna walk around each other. I'm taking a step with my right, you're taking a step with your left, and we have 1, 2, 3. Very nice.
Surely I'm supposed to end up somewhere. Is this right?
Yep.
Okay.
Now you're gonna step backwards with your right foot, and as you do so, you're gonna take my hand in front of your face. I'm stepping forward with my left.
Backwards in which direction? As silly as that
the
sounds.
same orientation that you're currently at.
So this way.
Let me rephrase that. That way.
This way.
Yes.
Okay.
Close your feet. Take one more side step. There we go.
Okay.
We're going to try that again
Yeah,
because that was a little bit slow-mo. So we have 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. I turn. 1, 3, 1. We walk. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to lift that hand. 4, 5, 6. Make sure that as you're coming out of that, that you are stepping back with your right, closing the feet, taking a step with the right. So we're stepping back, leads, we're going 4, 5, 6.
Are you saying that because I didn't do that?
Yes.
Okay, what did I do?
I don't know.
Okay, that's an honest answer. All right.
So we have 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. We turn. 1, 3, 1. Walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
That is.
Okay.
And if we wanted to do the whole thing over again, we could. Or we could switch back into our normal counts of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Let's try it one more time. I'm going to count it a little bit faster, and then we'll try it with music. If you have any questions or clarifications, go ahead and pop them into the chat. Here we go. And 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. I turn. 1, 3, 1. We walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.
Am I supposed to not let that go?
No, you're supposed to actually be turning me on that.
Oh.
So from this position,
Sure.
have your hand on my hand.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to take it in front of your face. You're going to have me pretend like I am going to punch you in the nose. Yes. But keep a hold of my hand as we do that. There we go.
Okay.
And then I can turn and I know where you're at.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to do that one more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. I turn. 1, 3, 1. We walk. 1, 2, 3. Turn. 4, 5, 6, 1.
Okay. I mean, the audience will have to judge whether or not I'm cheating to get there since you're busy, but I've I ended up in the right spot.
You ended up in the right spot, and that is the important thing for tonight.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and try it with music. Like I said, if you have any questions, please do let me know, and I'll try and find something nice and slow.
That would be appreciated.
I make no promises, but I will certainly try.
The thing we just did was pretty slow, right? We can stick with that.
Yeah, we'll do Kate's waltz. All right.
It's over here somewhere. Beach ball.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ready and 1, 3, 1. 1.
Oh, I was
3, 1. 1, 3, 1. I turn. 1, 3, 1. We go. 1, 2, 3. Turn 4, 5, 6, 1.
I feel like I got faster at the end.
It did, because we switched out of canter rhythm and went to a straight count.
Oh. Let's do that one more time.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready and 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. I turn. 1, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Yeah.
So I assume that's on me.
That is.
What am I supposed to be doing now?
So your left hand and my right hand is our tether point.
Okay.
So you have to lead me across in my hand.
Okay.
So let's take 2 steps this way.
What does that mean?
Use it as a guide post. Let's see where you want to replace.
Would this be easier if instead of putting your hand on my shoulder, I kept it?
Yes.
Which was
Let's
the
try
original
it.
suggestion. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.
Okay, yeah, that feels a little bit more natural.
Yeah, and that's absolutely an adaptation that you can make.
Yeah.
Is just to hold that hand rather than placing it on the shoulder.
All right.
Yeah.
You got me.
All right. Let me pause all of this. Let me switch over to our chat. And I'm going to have you talk to the chat for a second while I get some water.
Oh, I don't have anything to say.
Well, maybe they have stuff to say to you. Introduce yourself for folks that are brand new.
Sure. My name's Matt. I'm Sam's husband. I know absolutely nothing about dance. I would probably say the last couple of lessons have been more than I've ever been exposed to before. And it's a little painful, but I'm making the best of it.
You're doing awesome.
Yeah.
You're doing awesome.
So she says.
Mm-hmm. See?
Yeah, I mean, that's the wrinkle, right? It's like, I don't know how much leading I'm really doing. Sam is obviously an instructor, and she knows where she needs to be. I just sort of move my hands around and hope for the best, because whatever I'm doing is probably a thing.
Well, and truth be told, at least from a wedding perspective, which is, I mean, what we're talking about on Wednesdays, there's not a lead and follow. There's choreography and dancing together, and you both hit your marks.
Yeah.
The Friday stuff is, I'm trying to take a little bit more time and detail in talking for you how to lead, and then for the folks at home that are playing along with us about how to actually lead. Yeah,
I think that was, so the very first one of these that we did, I think that was actually my very first question, or maybe one of my first questions, was, this is all well and good, but if we want to do this turn, how am I supposed to let you know that we want to do this turn? And, that requires me to understand that cue. It also requires me to not be about a half beat behind, which I normally am. That's the part I'm certainly working on.
Yeah, I tell students all the time that if you were to graph kind of the learning curve for leads versus follows, for leads in the beginning, the curve is much steeper for the mental side of it and understanding intellectually the timing of things and the direction of things and how everything fits together.
Mm-hmm.
It's more physical for the follow early on. We're doing turns, we're doing spins, we have to understand pivots, we need to talk about spotting, all of those fun things. And then eventually those two interweave and switch, and it becomes more mental for the follow to understand the difference between certain leads and signals, and it becomes much more physical as your footwork gets involved a little bit more.
I don't imagine we'll ever get to that position.
We might, if we're still doing this in 6 months. You might be my new Pro-Am competition student by the end of all of this.
I find that unlikely. I appreciate her enthusiasm and faith and confidence, but I find that pretty unlikely.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I've seen me dance.
No, you're doing good.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
All right.
But yeah, so that is the instruction portion of today's lesson. So just to quickly run down the list of everything that we did, we reviewed our super watered down footwork from last week, where we just go forward on the left, backwards on the right, side with the left, side with the right, for 3 counts each. So forward 2, 3, step back 2, 3, side 2, 3, side 2, 3. Then we talked about the faster or more in-depth variation of that, where we're changing our weight on every single count. So I'm going forward, march, march, back, march, march. And then we have our 5th position breaks for our side, cross behind, replace the weight, side, cross behind, replace the weight. I, as a follow, have an optional turn. When I'm going to my right, my lead is going to their left. They simply raise the hand. I can either do that as a pivot turn, where I'm doing a quick pivot to get all the way around, or I can take 6 steps to walk in a small circle to get back to you. We then talked about the sweetheart cuddle, where we are pushing away. The lead is checking their watch. We're coming into a cradle or a cuddle position. Then we talked about frisbeeing out and rolling all the way back in. And then we finished with side canter rhythm steps, a inside turn for the follow, and then we also talked about a kind of modified runaround that we could do as well. So we covered a lot today. That's a lot of information for 55 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it was a recap to accommodate the fact that I don't know what I'm doing. But we there was some new stuff.
Yeah. A lot of new stuff. We finished off the sweetheart cuddle and we talked about canters, which is a whole new way of counting.
We'll get to galloping next week.
We'll get to galloping next week. No, actually, so let's quickly talk about next week, and then if I've got anybody that wants to chat in the chat, we can do that. So Friday, we talked about doing cha-cha to finish off your 3 rhythm dances.
I seem to recall that I asked if I could pick the dance, and you said no, and then you said we were doing cha-cha.
We're doing cha-cha next week, and then you're picking the following dance. Next Wednesday, for Wedding Wednesday, we're going to play with some nightclub 2-step.
Okay, what's that?
It is a country ballroom dance.
Oh yeah, that's really my niche.
Yeah,
it's my wheelhouse right there, country music.
But it's very simple. If you are wanting to do something that feels very soft and elegant, but the music is a little bit more club or country or swing, and that feels a little bit too much, it's a good substitution. And I will put a list on Facebook and Instagram of all of the songs that my couples have either used in past years or are planning to use later this year that are nightclub 2-step. So if you are a couple and you're planning on dancing to one of those songs, next Wednesday is perfect. And if you're not, if you're just here to hang out and, learn how to dance just for fun, those songs will be good to put a practice playlist together so that you can practice along with us.
All right, so the country or the nightclub 2-step is country. What is cha-cha?
I mean, it's country.
Most country is country at this point.
It comes from the country ballroom world. It is technically just now considered a social dance from a ballroom world. So it kind of, it weaves in and out. A lot of West Coast socials are now using that club two-step as well, because it kind of fits in that same like bluesy, jazzy genre.
Okay. But what's cha-cha going to be?
Cha-cha is Latin.
Okay.
So cha-cha is great for pop music, Latin music, anything that's fun and fast.
What was the song that got played like a billion times last year or the year before? The Latin song that like a million different people covered.
It's not Despacito.
Despacito is not a cha-cha.
No, Despacito is a salsa or a samba.
Okay. All right. I'm out of Latin songs then, so I guess we'll find out what happens on Friday.
On my playlist, my personal playlist, which I will not be playing on Twitch because copyright. How will I know by Whitney Houston? Can't hum any of it either because I'll get hit.
I saw a thing that said if it's not recognizable, it doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna test it.
Okay.
But How Will I Know by Whitney Houston. Blame It on the Stars, Andy Grammer. Wow, my brain just went.
I don't know. You've named 2 songs I don't know, so.
Hey, let me pull up my playlist. Not to play music, but.
Sure, but we're talking about.
To talk about things for Friday.
Okay, so cha-cha. So
cha-cha.
Latin songs.
Latin songs.
But not Despacito.
No. How Will I Know, Whitney Houston. Cake by the Ocean, DNC. Lady Marmalade from the Moulin Rouge soundtrack.
You haven't named a single Latin song so far, I don't think.
I know. Blame It on the Stars, Andy Grammer. Buddy Love by Matt Bianco. Shut Up and Dance, Walk the Moon. Kachi, Offenbach. More Than Amigos, Jesse and Joy. Nice to Meet You by Niall Horan. The Sound by the 1975. So I use a lot of pop music in my cha-cha playlist because, to my ear, the ballroom specific tracks that are cha-cha specific all sound pretty much identical. So you can go and search for Bang Bang by the Ballroom Orchestra and Singers, Chili Cha Cha by the Ballroom Orchestra and Singers, or Bodos de Oro, which is by the Buena Vista Social Club. Those are more in the Latin end of the world, so you can kind of hear authentic cha-cha.
I don't think you've named a single song I know, so I won't really be missing out on Friday just because we can't play copyrighted music.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
Yeah. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know how you're doing. No earthquakes this week, at least in Utah. Positive.
No. I guess you could have felt the Idaho earthquake, depending on where you were.
Could have, depending on where you are in the state. So if I've got anybody from Idaho on, I am so sorry. We were there 2 weeks ago. Good luck. You'll be fine.
I talked to a guy from Boise today. He seemed very nonplussed about the whole thing.
There you go. I mean, I think part of the reason why I was more plussed is being an East Coast person, not having grown up with the threat of earthquakes. Having suddenly had an earthquake was rather shocking. New cases in Utah, numbers are going down.
You're phrasing that
day over day.
Yes.
The percentage of new positive cases is decreasing as testing is increasing.
Something like that. It's not a dumpster fire at the moment.
Which means social distancing is working. Yay. Just another 6 to 8 weeks at home, and we should be okay. Hopefully. That's positive news. Today was April 1st, and I don't know if it's because we're getting older and therefore our friends are getting more mature, or if there was just a universal, like, the world is too far gone, let's not make April Fool's Day a thing this year. But I did not get got by anybody. I didn't have anybody attempting to get got. So
working from home, I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. So
it's Wednesday, April 1st.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have played a prank on anyone if I had wanted to.
There you go. So positive things to look forward to.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. So the chat is crickets.
So we're good until Friday then.
We are good. So practice tomorrow. If you did not catch our previous streams, those are all as VODs on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
They're also available on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, they're VODs on Twitch for a period of time. For a period of time,
if they don't get copyright struck and therefore muted, because I'm using a YouTube audio copyright-free library, but the two systems don't talk to each other.
Something like that. Who knows?
Videos are available. You can find them. Practice. Practice at home. Practice by yourself. Practice with a partner. And then we'll be back here 7 p.m. MST, which is 9 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. PST. I'm sorry for the rest of the world. I cannot do time zones past our coast to coast.
6 hours off UTC, I think. They can be responsible for figuring out the rest.
We'll see you guys Friday. If you're here, you figured out our time. We'll see you guys Friday for Cha-Cha, and then the following Wednesday for Nightclub Two-Step.
All right.
Bye, everybody.